I can't tell you where he was in a pecking order, Rich, but I will tell you, despite what all the national people thought, they did not intend to draft him. If he was there on the sixth round, and maybe, but the people that had him going to the Steelers and had him going at 21, that just wasn't going to happen. No quarterback was going at 21. That includes Jackson Dart, who they did have a first-round grade on. But I don't think he factored in. And you could see how many times they passed on him. If they were going to take him, they would have tried to take him in the fourth round. But it wasn't high on their list.
Well, I mean, they had 3 shots to draft him. And the second-round pick, they essentially drafted DK Metcalf and paid him like a, superstar wide receiver that they hope he will continue to be in Pittsburgh. But why was Shedeur not even a first 5-round consideration, do you think, if he was available? He wasn't available by the time that they had Y.A. Black out there to select in the 5th round. He was gone by then. But what's your reporting on why the Steelers didn't have Shedeur as high as everybody thought?
Well, Rich, I can't tell you specifically why, but I could just tell you there were other quarterbacks that they were more interested in the middle to late rounds. As I said, they liked Jackson Dart, but when he went, now if he was there in the 3rd round, which I didn't expect, I don't think they did either, because they had a first-round grade on him. But they had other quarterbacks in the middle of the round that they thought that they might be interested in. But the quarterback was not going to be a priority. And I believe we talked about this last time. They are all in 2026 on moving up and trying to get what they believe to be their next franchise quarterback, or certainly their starter for a number of years. And so I think their plan all along has been geared that way. And I can't speak. I know, obviously, the Steelers thought, he had a nice skill set and everything, but I never got the impression that he was high on their list to draft, Rich. So at any point in the draft, you're saying that Shedeur Sanders was not going to be a Steeler, best to your knowledge? Best to my knowledge, that is correct.
So the quarterback plan for the Steelers is hoping Aaron Rodgers works through whatever he needs to work through in time for him to join the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the plan right now?
Rich, I hate to keep backtracking. Let me say one more thing about Shedeur Sanders. Okay. When Mike Tomlin at the pre-draft press conference 2 days before the start of the draft talked about Shedeur Sanders, that was the key right there. That should have told everybody they are not going to pick him, because he never, ever, ever, it's not the Steelers' policy to ever talk about a draft prospect. And the minute he did, that told me that he's not going to take him, because if he was interested in Shedeur Sanders, he would have never said a word about him. And he freely admits he likes to create smoke screens and steer people in the wrong directions, whether it's the media, whether it's the draft experts, whether it's other teams. So when he did that, that told me right then they weren't going to take Shedeur Sanders.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.